what's it, about 6:30 in the morning. Got the coffee going once again. And today we're going to do another crock pot dish. Okay, I'm going to use my 6-quart, actually it's more like a 5.5-quart crock pot. And we're going to make some pulled pork today. Okay. Now, the recipe that I'm going through is for quite a bit. This is about roughly 8 pounds worth of pork. So if you want to make less than that, obviously, you're going to want to reduce the ingredients. But anyway, I'm using the boneless shoulder cut. You can use a shoulder. You can also use the pork butt. I suppose you can use a tenderloin. I've never used one of those, but pretty much any kind of cut will do. And so that's what we're going to start with. No, we do not have to cut this. We're going to cook these whole, just like this. We're going to stick them right in the crock pot. Okay, the pulling of the pork doesn't come until after it's cooked, which is about probably 8 to 10 hours from now. All right, so here's some of the basic ingredients. All right, we have some brown sugar. We're going to probably, for this size, use roughly half a cup, maybe a little bit more. Apple cider vinegar, we're going to probably use a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit more. And of course, garlic, because you got to have garlic in everything. That's to taste. You can use however much you like. Worcestershire, probably a couple tablespoons. You'll see all the amounts. You should see the amounts, somewhere on the screen anyway. Regular ketchup, maybe about half a cup. Chili powder, some paprika, and of course some salt and pepper. Again, I'll give you my totals as I'm making this. Also, I think what I'm going to do here is add a little something extra. Give it a little bit of a smoky flavoring, a little bit of hickory seasoning, liquid smoke. Okay, we don't need too much of that. This is pretty potent stuff. Also, if you like a little bit of zing to it, I mean, there is chili powder in here, but I don't really consider chili powder all that spicy. You can put in something spicy, some cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, something like that. With pulled pork, you don't want to overdo that, but it does sometimes make a nice addition. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and prep everything, get it into the crock pot, and then I'll be back to show you what I've got. All right, you see here I'm just unwrapping the pork roast, and you might want to check yours too. I mean, some of them come with some netting or some stuff like that. Now, but also the other thing I want to note, this is lots of juice and stuff. I tend to like to rinse these off, so go ahead and put it under the sink. Unwrap this, undo this, and give it a nice little rinse. And you don't have to go too overboard. Just enough to get some of the juices out of there. Okay. Pork is pork. Sometimes you don't want to be too careful, so do that. Okay, my coffee's done. I have my Grumpy mug. I use a Grumpy mug because I'm a happy guy, just so you know. Anyway, see, there's the pork roast. They're inside my crock pot, nice and snug as 2 bugs in a rug. And just wanted to quickly show you, I kind of like to take my ingredients, like my dry ingredients, mix them all together, and then I'll stir that up before I pop it into the crock pot. I just like to get everything all together, mix it up real good. It's got all the dry ingredients in here. Okay, and I do the same thing with any of the liquid ingredients. Now in here I got my ketchup, my Worcestershire, my vinegar, and by the way, that is apple cider vinegar I'm using. My liquid smoke. I got pretty much everything in there. The only thing I don't have in any of these yet is the garlic. I'll put that in last. And again, that's to taste. Alright, so once you got all these things mixed and ready to go, you're just going to add them to your crock pot. Alright, I'll be back. Danny, look at me. Say good morning.
Good morning.
That's Danny. Alright, now, what you want to do with the dry stuff is you're going to actually want to make sure you coat both sides of the roast. So do one side, flip it over, use your hands, rub it in there, don't be afraid. Okay, let's take your mix, sprinkle it, rub it around, get it all, you want it on the entire thing. Okay, that's important. Okay. Smells good. Okay, rub it in on all sides, turn it over, get it in your crock pot. Just like that. Easy. Alright, well, you see that now they're all covered nice and evenly all around the entire roast. So now, same thing with your liquids here. Get them all nice and mixed. Get it all nice and evenly mixed. So it looks pretty good like this. Nice consistency. Remember, the ketchup's kind of thick, so you got to kind of really mix this up good. Alright, then of course when that's ready, see, like that, just pour it over the top. You don't have to flip over the roast and get the bottoms of this, it's kind of disgusting, so just pour it all over the top. Just remember, this is going to cook for 10 hours, so this is all going to mix in nice as it goes. Okay. And of course now, garlic. You can never have too much garlic. Well, actually, yes, you can, depending on the dish. But in this one, you can be kind of liberal with it. It's going to cook in really nice. It's not going to overpower anything. So I did probably 2 of these spoons like this. Just sprinkle it in there. And that's it. Yum, yum. Okay, that's what it's going to look like before it's cooked. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Alright, there it is in the crock pot, ready to go. I have it set for low. We're going to let it cook for about 10 hours. So about 5 o'clock this evening, this is going to be pulled pork. Alright, this is after about 10 hours worth of cooking. And this all just kind of fell apart when I took it out of the crock pot. Now you see in the crock pot is all the juice. Actually, a lot of that's fat. I'm going to put the meat back in it to keep it moist. But I just used a slotted spoon to get it all out because really it just all fell apart, which is what you want. Now this is what it looked like when I first took it out. And basically what I did was I just took 2 forks and just shred. Because I like it shredded. Some people like it in chunks, I like it shredded. So that's what I did. What you also might want to do at this point is, like, you know, on the bottom of the roast there was probably a good chunk or a layer of fat on the bottom. This is a good time to look for it and take it out, because most people don't like to eat that chewy stuff. Alright, so take your time, shred it up, break it up, pull the fat out, and then when you're all done, I suggest putting it right back in here. Now again, it's a little bit fatty because, you know, the pork was fatty, but you don't have to eat this, but leave it in here because it leaves the meat nice and juicy and flavorful. Okay, you can always strain it out before you serve it, or just eat it because, you know, hey, I eat this twice a year, I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Serve this with maybe some good hearty Kaiser rolls, and make pulled pork sandwiches, or you can serve it over rice, you know, white rice or brown rice or anything you want. We're going to have it at a barbecue this weekend.